I'm doing, because we live 2 hours at least to the closest store round trip, so we're just using what we got. We cut our own lumber. This is like a 20-foot 1x4, so I'm going to make it into 8-foot 1x2s, and then we're going to have to plane them down after as well. It's very rough. The only air protection we could find were our saw helmets, so we're saw helmeted up. And we're going to run the 8-foot chunks we cut through the planer, plane them down to 3/4 inch or thereabouts. Planed the board down just on the flat edges. We're not doing the side edges here, and it's at we're going to go with 7/8, which is good enough as long as it's consistent. So these are already 3.5, which cut, if I rip them down the middle, that would give us 1 3/4. So I still need to take this roughness off. I'm just going to nip it a little bit. So we might be just a little under 1 3/4 for each one, but we'll see how that goes. I want to take that roughness off. Alright, so we have ripped them now. Unfortunately, this one's 1 5/8, and this one is almost 1 3/4. It's a bit closer. So we're just going to use the 1 3/4 first, or whatever. We're going to figure it out. They're close enough, and they're going to do the job for us. Good job, Kayla. First time helping me on the skill saw, or the table saw. So now we're starting to cut our strips. So we're doing 18s. Need 4 18s. You're supposed to have a carpenter's pencil. I don't have a carpenter's pencil. I have a carpenter's pen. But that's what I'm using, because that's what I got. 18. So I need to make the rungs for the ladder. So I'm taking a 1x2, and I'm just going to rip it into like 3/4 inch. And that'll probably be good for the rung for the ladder. Okay, hopefully you can see this. We've got all the wood laid out here. You can just pause the video here if you want to see. So there is 5 18 inchers, 10 9.5s, 6 20 inchers, 2 15 inchers, and 2 5-inch, but these are not 1x2s. This I ripped into like a 1x1, but I also didn't cut them to length. I'm not quite sure how long I need the rungs right now, so I'm going to do that after, but that is what we will need. And this to do this bed here, and then I modified it to 20 inches long instead of 19, so we'll see if I screwed up anywhere along the way. You could sand these really quickly. I don't really have access to any sort of a sander or even know where sandpaper is, so we might do that after, and then we're gonna screw them together. So this is the basic set.
If the doll was smaller, that would be the whole bunk bed.
That's right, but you got an 18-inch doll, so this is the end of the first bed. We're gonna lay out the measurements from the diagram there, but basically one will be for the bunk, for the bottom piece for the bed, and then the other one will be hold the doll in. This one will be for the top bunk, and then these two are the top slats to hold the doll in. And we're gonna go with that. We're gonna just measure it out. According to this, it says go up to the first one is 3 inches. So should not use a pen, should not use a pen. You should go get a pencil. I'm going to do this on the inside of the bunk. This will be the inside, so it'll be hidden a little bit. We're also painting ours, or planning on painting it, so it should cover most of this up. But there's 3 inch for the first one. If you have a thing you can do it on that one. I forget what they're called, but you can drill in at an angle here. You can try to do it without the jig, but it's pretty hard. So I think I'm just gonna see what I got for screws here and see if I can go in from the outside. I'm gonna try this anyways. Hope I don't mess it up. And that should do it. And according to the plan, I think they just put one screw in each. So I'm actually just going to try it with one screw first of all, and then we will go from there.
Daddy, but you have to do one screw on each side.
That's right. One screw here, one screw over here, like that. Countersunk in a bit.
Daddy, we're not done.
No, we're not. Okay, well, that looks like it's gonna work perfect. Oh yeah, solid as a rock. Push down on it lots if you can. Okay. Alright, so now we just start going in the rest of them. The spacers use one of your 1x2s, and that can be your spacer. So yes, you can hold it. Screw holes in the end. I'm not. We'll either just leave them, or we can do wood filler or something in them as well. But I actually don't mind the look of that. So the next one's at 12. 12. Okay.
It's solid like a rock. It's a solid like a rock.
So basically now the tops, he's got measurements, but I put the 12-incher one on, and now I'm going to just space those last two because we want them flush with the top so kids aren't getting stuck on anything.
I like that, Daddy.
So what do you prefer, Kayla? Do you want it just to look like this with just a little bit of space in there, like that? Or do you prefer it to look like this and have a little bit more space in it?
Little.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay, it's for your doll, so we'll go with what you say. Sounds good to me. Okay.
The dolly says the little space it is, the better it is, so
well,
I go with her example.
Do ya?
No way.
Okay.
I don't think I want any dollars, Daddy.
Okay.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Filling and the thing is on it.
About how deep?
Daddy, can I have my other question now?
Yeah.
Remember, I said
I think I'm just going to use the first press we made for the jig or the form, and then I'm going to just put these on top of it. Undo it up. So I ran out of some battery, so I'm recording again. So one thing I had to do, which I didn't acknowledge with that big layout of everything, is that we need something we're going to need for the bottom of the bed. Like this, we're going to need something for the plywood to sit in here. And then that will allow you to put like a mattress or something down for the doll. And so I just cut some of these. I just used the last little bit of wood, so I didn't make them all the way. It doesn't matter. And screwed those in. So these will go in like this. So I've actually got this one here starting to be done. You can see where it's starting to look like the bed there now. These are 2-inch screws for the long way. And then I'm doing the short way. That way. I'm using 1 3/4. So basically the same, a little bit shorter. You could even use them shorter. They don't need to be that long. You could use 1 1/2s. But anyways.
Daddy,
Yeah.
how's my bunk bed doing?
How's what?
How's my bunk bed
How is your bunk bed doing?
looking good. But then
And our ladder is going to be there.
For the dolly to get it.
Huh?
Then there will be no room for the dolly.
Yeah, so the top bunk, so the dolly's gonna climb right up this top bunk. Right? So this is the top bunk, and the dolly climbs up here, and then the bottom bunk we're gonna leave open like this so you can get the dolly in and out. We just cut the piece of plywood for the bunk. Kayla's gonna try it out to see if it's gonna fit. Go ahead. You gotta just set it right in on top of the bunk there. Let's see if it fits.
It fits.
Perfect. Okay, let's cut the next one.
Yep.
And then, does it slide right down in, or did we cut it wrong? Yeah! Woo!
My bunk bed's finished.
Yep.
Almost.
If you didn't want to paint it, we'd almost be done. We'd still need to sand it though. So let's just take a look at it up here. So we got the 2 bunks in there.
But
I think we'll
want to paint it.
Okay, so then we're going
I
to
remember I
sand
said
it down.
I liked the hole.
We're going to try to find some sanding equipment or a paper or a little tool to do that, and then we will sand it up, and then we can look for some paint and paint it. Here's the finished product. We ended up using some kind of a bit of a oil stain to it as opposed to painting it, because that's what we had access to, and Kayla liked it. It shows the wood grain a little bit. And yeah, there she is, the end result. And this is with her doll in it, 18-inch doll.